Hi everyone, I'm back today with a color and chat, and since today is Easter, I thought we would do a color and chat in Kameliya Angelkova's 50 Springtime Mandalas. So I'm doing this page as part of a color along with Misty from Country Gals Coloring Place on YouTube, and we're doing this page and one other page, and also 2 pages in another book which I can't find right now. I know it's around here somewhere, Misty, I swear, but I haven't been able to find it yet. I think it's hiding in my storage. I have this like plastic storage bin that I keep other supplies in it, and I think it's hiding in there. But anyway, let's get started. So I wrote my name. That's me, Amber. Why is there so much space between the M and the B? I have no idea. Let's see. Let's start with the words. So I haven't swatched these out in my actual swatch book, so I don't know what they look like on Create Space paper, but I do have the chart, the color chart that it came with that I filled out, which is a really smooth coated paper, kind of like marker paper. So whatever they look like on here, they'll be darker on the Create Space paper. So let's see. Let's go fluorescent coral. No, that's way too bright. Coral pink. That's good. So 16 coral pink. There it is. So I'm using the Arctic's Oros brush markers. This is my newest set of markers. I also have the 100 Cali Art markers and the 75 set of limo shade markers. And the reason why I have so many different sets of markers is because they all have different shades, you know. So the red in one set will look slightly different than the red in another set, and so on and so forth. I will say though, if you have like Ohuhu markers, Bionyo markers, or Cali Art markers, they're all pretty much the same. The numbers are just different, but I think they're made by the same manufacturer, because I see a lot of I had Bionyo markers before I used them all up, and they were very, very almost exactly similar to the Cali Arts. It's occurred to me I should have used some ultra fine alcohol markers instead of this brush marker, but oh well, because they're kind of bleeding outside of the lines. It's okay. I'll go back over it with gel pen or something, so it doesn't look so messy. So how are y'all doing today? Hope you're doing alright. Hope if you celebrate Easter, you've had a good Easter. Hope otherwise you've had a really good day. Hope it's nice and sunny where you are. It's super sunny over here right now, which I'm taking full advantage of, because I know in a couple of days it's gonna rain for like 5 days straight. So trying to sit outside and soak up the sun as much as I can. don't mind the rain, but when I see it's gonna be like 4 or 5 days of just rain, it gets a little tiring. Tomorrow I have my first appointment to get the COVID vaccine, the first dose of the COVID vaccine, which I'm super excited about. Yay! My second dose is a month from now. So that's cool. I'll be glad to finally have it. Take a little bit of weight off my mind. I'll still wear my mask though, because not everyone is vaccinated. It's just common courtesy. You guys know. Is the pollen really bad where you guys are right now? It's so bad here. I mean, it's always bad here, but like the pine pollen, which is the yellow-green like dust that you see. Oh my god, the pine pollen is so bad. It's all over our cars and just everything is covered in it. Even my cat. Like her fur, she has pine pollen in her fur when she comes inside. She's an indoor-outdoor kitty, so. But yeah, she even has pine pollen in her fur, which normally happens twice a, well, is it twice a year? No, it's once a year. It's this time of year. But yeah, the pine trees are having a good old time, waving their pollen everywhere. Plus, I know pretty soon that ligustrum is gonna start blooming, and I'm gonna see little white fluffy pollen seeds flying everywhere from the ligustrum. And ligustrum drives my allergies insane. It's like it's a bush with dark green leaves, and it has white little flowers on it. It's awful. So, it's really nice weather outside. It's like in the 60s and 70s and sunny. But if I sit outside for like 5 minutes, I start to sneeze. And I'm like, no sinus infection. Be gone. I don't want you. Hate sinus infections. I ordered some books from Amazon and some supplies that I don't need, obviously, but that I wanted. And they'll be here Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. So, sometime after that, I'll do a video and show you what I got. It's not like a ton of stuff, but it's still cool to see, I think. Because not everybody knows about every single book. You know? There's always stuff that I see that I didn't know existed. And I watch color tubers pretty regularly. So, just goes to show you how much stuff there is out there for this hobby. If you really look. Do we need it all? No. Do we want it all? Yes. Alright. Well, so I did the words. You know what I'm going to do? I think I am going to use my Bic and my shuttle art alcohol ultra fine liners, my Sharpies and stuff, because I don't like the way, I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I don't like the way it's kind of bled out of the lines. It doesn't really bother me too much, really, but it bothers me enough. So, let's see. We're going to do some of the eggs. We're going to use some glitter gel pens, too. Because why not? So, I use the Super Doodle glitter gel pen set. So there are 80 different gel pens, 42 standard glitter, and 38 neon glitters. To tell you the truth, aside from like these ones, I can't tell you which ones are neon, which ones are standard really. But they're all different. There are 80 different colors. They don't come with refills though, which is kind of a bummer. But they're really good pens. I've used them for a really long time now, like over a year and a half maybe. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do blue, this peachy color, this other blue color. Let's just pick out a bunch of colors at once so I don't have to keep picking in my marker set. So this is where I keep my shuttle art and these are my big intensity markers that I've chosen. And let's see. So these are all my shuttle art ultrafine alcohol markers and my Sharpie ultrafines. And I love the shuttle art markers, but just beware that they don't last very long. So, yeah. They're not super, this might be too dark. This is good. And we need a yellow. Okay. So yes, I do recommend the shuttle art ultrafine permanent markers, but they don't last too long as compared to like Sharpies or Bics. Like I forgot how many was in the original set I had, but I've used 4 or 5 of them up already, which is good because it shows that, like, you know, I'm using my supplies. But as compared to like Bic or Sharpies, they're still about half full. So it's kind of a price thing too. Like the shuttle art markers are a lot cheaper. So it's a little bit of you get what you pay for. Let's see. So I'm using Peach Perfect. This is the big intensity marker. These are the ultra fine, not the fine. The fine are too chunky for my liking. I'm not too worried about the marker bleeding into the little details of the egg because I'm going to use glitter gel pen on these little details, so it's fine. Now, even though Sharpies and Bic Intensity markers are the same type of marker and they have the same quality pretty much as far as like pigment goes and stuff like that, to me Bic markers are way better than Sharpies. I know Bics don't come in nearly as many colors, but they feel better on the paper. They're a lot smoother. Like the nibs are better quality in my opinion as compared to the Sharpies. And that goes for the fine and the ultra fine. I wish Bic Intensity markers had more colors like Sharpies do. I still do like Sharpies, I just really would prefer Bic markers. Do you guys have a favorite, or you just like them both equally for different reasons? I was in Hobby Lobby yesterday, and the Hobby Lobby closest to me doesn't really have a lot of art supplies as compared to other Hobby Lobbies I've been in. But they do have alcohol marker singles, like they have the Prismacolors and Copics, and they have Sharpies, single Sharpies and stuff, which is cool. I meant to get a new Prismacolor cream alcohol marker, brush marker, because mine ran out. But I didn't. I looked at it real hard though, and then I was like, no, I can wait. Watch me say that, and then I said that, and then I'm gonna color something a few days from now where I'm like, man, I wish I had that cream marker. Wish I had that Prismacolor. I have like a few Prismacolor brush markers, a few Copic brush markers. I don't have like a whole set like I do the cheaper ones. I mostly just try to get colors in Prismacolor and Copic that I don't have in like Cali Art or Artix markers. You know, or like the cheaper sets. because a lot of the cheaper sets don't have lighter colors, so they're getting a little better about it, but they still got a little ways to go. Alright, moving on to the next color. Let's use, what's that? Oh, excuse me. Let's add another color. Why do I feel like, oh, here it is. I'm going to use this light pink, big intensity, which is called Pink Flamingo. And again, not being too precious, because we're just going to cover up these lines with glitter gel pen, so it doesn't matter. You won't see the bleed over anyways. Yay! Now, oh, you know what we forgot to do? Because this looks like lace. It's got like eyelets in it. Let's color in between here so it can be like see-through. Alright, that looks good. And what should we do the background of these eggs? Should we do them yellow? See, these are daffodils, and they're going to be yellow, so let's do this light blue color. This is Tranquil Teal, big intensity. So, you probably can't tell, but when I film these videos, I'm sitting on the floor. I have a little, this is a kind of like a tray table, but it has taller legs. So it's like the perfect height when I sit at it to color. And it's more comfortable than sitting at my desk. And more practical than sitting on the couch. So most of the time when I'm coloring right here no matter if I'm filming or not. It's funny because the only reason why I have a desk at this moment would be to just put stuff on when I come in the door. It's not really used for any artistic purposes. I used to have my laptop on there, but I don't know. I think it's my desk chair. I just am not comfortable sitting there. I used to sit at my desk all the time. Also, the cat sits on my desk chair. Like, she sleeps on the desk chair a lot. And so when I'm when I'm sitting on the desk chair, she like doesn't know what to do with herself. She just stares at me until I move. She's like, "Mom, why are you on my space?" Oh, you know what I just realized? We colored the middle of this flower orange, and I meant to color it pink. Let's color over it. Whoops. Hold on. So it won't be totally pink, it'll be orangey pink, but you know, it's okay. If it was a darker color, it'd go over it better. Alright, now what part should we color blue on this middle? Let's do the lace. I was debating on whether just to leave it white, because you know eyelet lace is usually white. It's not Battenberg, is it? If it has eyelets in it like this. Battenberg has a different pattern, I think. I can't remember. Where's my mom when I need her? She knows that kind of stuff. She would remember. Yay! Okay. Now we can do this part of this egg. It's looking very orangey red up in here. That's cool. My first inclination is always to make things like lavender for springtime. So I'm trying to fight that instead. Still probably use some lavender somewhere, but trying to use colors I wouldn't normally pick for springtime. So do you guys have this book? Do you have the Springtime Miniatures book? Those books are really cute. I have none of them. Not because I don't like them, but because I just don't have them. The only one that I'm really interested in, to be honest with you, is the one she came out with for Valentine's Day recently. The Romantic Miniatures, I think is what it's called. All of those are adorable pictures, and they're like, I would for sure color those. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have like a coloring book collecting issue. Like, I have way too many books. There's like no way I can give them all proper attention because I have so many. And it makes me feel a little guilty sometimes, like I'm being frivolous, you know? I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I used to buy, well, let's see, I've been buying books since late 2015 and it's 2021. I've never counted my books before, so I don't know how many exactly I own, but it's a lot. It's over 100 for sure. Probably closer to 200. I mean, there are some books I don't have anymore because I didn't color in them, and so I gave them to people who would appreciate them more. But, so I don't have every single book I've ever bought, but I have most of them. Alright, let's see. What color should we make the dots? And also these, because these I didn't make orange because the background is orange. So let's make the dots the darker blue color. You know, well, let's put glitter gel pen on the dots. We'll make these petals the darker blue color instead. Like I said before, these are daffodils, so they'll be yellow. I'm not sure what the smaller flowers here could be. We'll just make them whatever color. I hardly ever recognize what flowers actually are. Usually I'm just like, oh, these look like they should be this color. I don't really drive myself too crazy about it unless it's something like the Flower Year coloring book, because they have the names next to them, so then I Google what they're supposed to look like. I haven't colored in that book in forever either, mostly because that book scares the bejesus out of me. Not literally, but like, it's kind of intimidating because it's so realistic. I don't feel like I have to color them to look realistic, but I feel pressure to get like the colors on them correct. If that makes any sense. Like, I definitely feel like I have to try my best to make the colors and the patterns on the flowers look good. And you have to be in a certain state of mind to want to do that, and I'm not in that kind of state of mind right at the moment. I'm enjoying, like, you know, not super detailed stuff. Sometimes I really do like the detailed stuff though. Okay, so the rest of these eggs, the rest of the detail on these eggs will be glitter gel pen. So, looking at the Super Doodle gel pens, let's see what colors we want to use. You know what's really funny is a lot of the teal colors I don't really use that much. Like the bluish teal colors, which I think is really funny. because I love teal. Oh, speaking of gel pens, these are not the only gel pens I own. I have like a much bigger mixed set of gel pens, and then I have a set of zebra gel pens, which I really love those gel pens, so I kind of hoard them a little bit. Don't really use them like I should. But yeah, the zebra gel pens I'll have to show you guys, because I don't see a lot of people talking about them, and they're really nice. They come in like glitter, metallic, neon, and standard colors. Okay, I'm flapping my jaws too much. So, let me hurry up and pick some colors. Okay. So we have these colors for our glitter, and let's see. So I'm going to color this, which I know is like really neon, but it's okay, it'll look nice. Don't worry. Number 1 rule of gel pens: do not put your hand in the gel pen that you just colored. Always try to color, if you're right-handed, left to right. If you're left-handed, right to left. I cannot tell you how many times I have put my hand directly in the wet gel pen on the page and smeared it all the way across. And not just a little bit, a lot. Yay, that's bright. We like that. Oh, I heard some really exciting news. I hope it's true. But I heard they're filming a Friends TV show reunion with the whole cast, and I hope that's true because Friends is one of my favorite TV shows. My favorite episode is oh, I don't remember what I think it's called the one with the embryos, and part of the plot is Phoebe goes to get her sister-in-law's embryos implanted so she can be a surrogate for them. And the other part of the plot is the rest of them the girls want their apartment back because they lost their apartment to Joey and Chandler, so they had to switch apartments. And the way they do it is the way they decide to have a rematch is to do a quiz show type game where they answer trivia questions about each other, and whoever gets the most right wins. They win. If the girls win, they get the apartment back. And my favorite thing ever is because Ross makes the questions up, and one of his questions is what is the name on Chandler's TV guide, or to whom does the Chandler's TV guide go to every month? And they're like, Chandler Bong. And he goes, Mrs. Chandler Bong. And that just tickles me every time. Mrs. Chandler Bong. I also find that funny because when I was younger, my first apartment or whatever, the electric bill, they totally misspelled my last name in a similar way to Chandler Bong. So it's extra funny because it's kind of true to real life. Too funny. It's always amazing to me how people color so quickly. Even with just markers, I feel like it takes me forever. But I just don't like to rush, you know? Like, there's really no point in rushing. It's supposed to be relaxing, I know. But it's also kind of frustrating because you're like, or I'm always like, oh my gosh, do you know how much coloring I could get done in all of my books if I was quicker? So much. It'd be a coloring machine. But I just can't do it. I gotta go slower. Even color by numbers, like I just finished a Mystery Mosaics color by number, and those are pretty detailed, but I still feel like those take me way longer than they should. They take me like 3 days, and that's if I'm like consistently working on it. Alright, let's see. What color should we use next? So in this middle one, we're going to use this different orange. So we used neon orange, basically. Now we're going to use this lighter orange. It was fighting with me a little bit at the beginning, but the ink's coming out now. Glitter and metallic gel pens skip the least when you color with them, in my opinion. The ones that are like the worst are the regular pastel colors. Those are always dry as heck. The Pentel Milky Pop pastel gel pens, those are the juiciest pastel gel pens I've come across. And they still give me trouble a lot of times, like the green pastel never wants to work right. And it's not that it's dried out. I think it's either clogged or something. I have no idea. But it's like that with a lot of pastel gel pens. It's really strange. It's also strange because the white gel pen, which is the lightest of them all, is not necessarily like that. It's just the colored pastel gel pens. And that was true even like when I was a kid. When I was in middle school, which would have been like the late 90s. Gel pens were super popular. And they were popular to write notes on paper and pass them to each other during class. There's like a specific way you fold the paper when you pass it so that the the contents of the note was covered, and you'd write the person's name on the front. Always use gel pen. And it was a specific brand of gel pen too that was really popular that now I can't think of the name of that. I think was really is still around, but for some reason I'm blanking on the brand name. But it was that brand name, and also Jelly Roll gel pens were super popular when I was a kid. I remember I bought like a 4-pack of Jelly Roll gel pens. They were metallic at Barnes & Noble in 7th grade. I don't have them anymore, obviously. It's so funny to me that they're super popular again, but for like coloring and stuff. I'm glad to see it. So we're going to use this yellow orangey color for the dots. You know what I just did? I just put my hand in the gel pen. It's okay. But yeah, I'm glad people have rediscovered gel pens. Not just for passing notes in class, but for coloring and stuff. I never passed notes in class. Mostly because I always sat in the front. It's kind of hard to be discreet and pass notes when you sit in the first seat in a row. Also, even if I sat in the back, I have the worst look. So I would probably get in trouble the first time I ever tried. If I ever tried to pass a note as a kid, I would have gotten in trouble for sure. Also, I noticed like the Crayola came out again with the colors of the world, like skin tone sets for their markers and crayons and stuff. I think they have colored pencil too. And that's really cool to see again, because that was another thing that I grew up with when I was really little in like 1st grade. The teacher had the crayons, the colors of the world Crayola crayons. And they were on everyone's desk. Like you had to share. There was a groups of 4 desks together, and everybody had to share in the middle of the desks. But I remember those crayons, and I saw, obviously they've come out again fairly recently. And I was like, oh my gosh, I remember those. I haven't seen those in ages. So happy to see those. Much needed. They shouldn't have ever gone away. This is a really light yellow. I need a different yellow. Where's that other yellow? One thing about Bic markers, they come in a lot of yellows and greens. Okay, I'm going to use Moonstone Yellow because it's darker for the daffodils. They could be that lighter yellow, but prefer this yellow. When I was speaking of school days past, when I was in 8th grade, one of the electives I had in 8th grade at the end of the day was basically like doing errands for the teachers and other things around the school. And we had this like courtyard in the middle of the building outside, and we planted daffodil bulbs all around. They're really pretty. Probably still there, even though that was 21 years ago. Jeez Lord. That That was a long time ago. I know some older people watching are like, whatever. It was a long time ago for me. If you're curious, I'm 35. So just for some reference there. I am a 90s kid. Best time to be a kid, in my opinion. Although I know everybody says that about the decade that they were kids in. It's because we had no worries as kids. For the most part. You were pretty much carefree as a kid if you were lucky enough. Not all kids had that childhood, unfortunately. But for the most part, didn't have a lot of worries as a kid. You know what I had as a kid that I wish I still had as an adult is a swing. Not like a porch swing, like an individual one-person swing. Swings are so relaxing. I have no idea where I'd put it. I have nowhere to put a swing, but I wish there was one. That would be super nice, especially on a day like today. It's nice and sunny and everything. This color I'm coloring with is Moonstone Yellow, and it reminds me of that Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. I think it was called The Moonstone in that movie. It's Double Double Toil and Trouble. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Speaking of the 90s. But that was my favorite Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. Still is, I think. But they were, in that movie, there was a moonstone. It's been forever since I've seen it, so maybe I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was called a moonstone. They're a year younger than me, so. We grew up in the same time. One thing that's kind of annoying about Bic intensity markers is there's really not a brown. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that. I mean, there's kind of brown. Brownish. But it's not like dark brown. Maybe it's just the sets I've seen. Maybe there is a set where there is a dark brown, but there's like a medium, like reddish brown, but there's no light brown and there's no dark brown. It's really kind of odd. I have a song stuck in my head right now that I want to sing so bad, but I don't want to burn eardrums. Plus, I don't know all the words, so it would just be me mumbling. Yay! Oh, that looks nice. do the other daffodil. Does anybody remember what these are called? These flowers? Because I know they're like, I think they're like light purple, but I can't remember what they're called. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I think I mentioned this in a past video a while back, but I accidentally like put my weight on this little table and like heard a loud crunch, and it made one of the legs kind of wobbly, and so it's like a wobbly table kind of, but I mean it's still sturdy, but it just has like this tiny wobble to it. That'll teach me to Hulk smash the table. My neighbor across the way got a new puppy the other day, and oh my god, he is adorable. I love him so much. His name is Fred. He's a solid black Cocker Spaniel puppy, and he is adorable. He's so funny, like when he goes outside to use the potty, he hops around when he runs. Like he doesn't just run, he does like a bunny hop. It's so cute. I was joking with my neighbor. I was like, one day you're just gonna hear like the door creak open and then giggling and me running off and then the door slamming shut to my apartment because I'm taking your puppy. And he laughed. I've had a few puppies in my lifetime. And by few, I mean 2. I've had 2 puppy dogs. I had a dog named Lulu, and she was half German Shepherd, half Chow. And she was probably the size of a Chow, and she had like the fur like a Chow, but she had the markings like a German Shepherd. She was very smart. She was a good girl. And then when I was a kid, I had a rat terrier doggy, and his name was Percy. He was very smart too. He used to, when it was hot outside, dig holes in the yard and then lay in them because it was cool. It was so funny. Look out the kitchen window and he'd just be laying in this giant hole. All you could see is his 2 ears sticking up. One time my mom planted 20 some odd azalea bushes in the yard and in the front yard, and he ate all of them. And it didn't make him sick. It's amazing. He had like an iron stomach. My mom was so put out. She was like, oh my god, I can't believe he ate all those bushes. It's that terrier in him. My sister has a cat named Gunther, and Gunther likes to rip up my sister's tests that she grades. She's a professor, and every time she brings home tests to grade, Gunther likes to rip the corners off the papers, or just rip the paper in general, and we have no idea why. She just does. It's like she's saying, stop grading papers and pay attention to me. So, I can't remember if daffodils have brown stamens or not. I don't think they do. I think they're yellow. I'm just going to color the stamens that lighter yellow color, because I don't think they're brown. My first inclination is to always make stamens brown, but they are not always brown. Oh, we're making nice progress. So, what should we do these little flowers? In the other pictures that I've done here with these little flowers, I sometimes make them blue, like dark blue. Which I guess we could do that. Let's see. This might be too dark. Plumtastic purple. Oh, that's not as dark as I thought it was. Well, I know. We'll color them this color. Yay! I never use this color. I love the names of these colors too. Like Crayola has really good names for their colors. I think they still have this color, but I'm not sure. They used to have a crayon color that was kind of like the color I colored the daffodils, and it was called macaroni and cheese. That was a good color. I'm still mad that they replaced dandelion yellow with that blue color. Is it a blue color? I think it is. Because dandelion was like the best yellow. And they took it away. They discontinued it. I still have a dandelion yellow though. I refuse to use it. I'm keeping it forever. We've been coloring for a long time. I can't see the timestamp. Probably. I'm going to have to split this up into 2 parts. Once I finish this flower, we'll stop. And then I'll continue on in a second part, and we'll finish it. Alright, we'll stop there. I think it looks good so far. So thank you guys for coloring and chatting with me, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye!